What's up, guys? This is Mylan with Farm Fresh Las Vegas. We're super excited to bring you some mangoes tomorrow morning. They're going to be at CrossFit Site, which is 980 American Pacific Suite 109, tomorrow morning from the hours of 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, so there's a 2-hour window starting at 9. We need everyone that can be there to get there, pick up their oranges, pick up their mangoes. While you're here, I'm going to do a little training video on how to peel a mango. First, you're going to find where the stem once was, hung on the fruit like that. Here's how you cut it. Here's the best, one of the more popular ways, or one of the best ways to do it. So you're going to find that hole, and you're going to go right above it with your knife, just right above it, and you're going to slice in right there. That's gonna put you right above the seed, and then you just slice all the way down. This is a nice one, nice and juicy. Okay, so I'm gonna pull off a portion like that. Now I'm going to just slice it in a grid like that. This one is extra juicy. Look at that color. Slice it in a grid like this, and then once it's sliced like that, you're going to invert it, and you're going to see all those chunks. Okay, and then once you have all those chunks exposed, you can then cut that like that, drop it into your mango salsa, into a bowl just to eat casually. Right? Okay, so you kind of get it from there. On the other side, you're just going to do the same thing to the other side. Be wary of where the seed is. So you're gonna space yourself out. You're gonna go down enough. Well, if I can do it properly. There it is. Okay, so you're gonna find the seed connection, the stem connection, and go up maybe a 1/4 inch. You're gonna make that an incision. I'm going to slice off another little wedge like that. Ooh, slippery, so be careful. And then you go ahead and you make your grid cut again. Okay, alright, we got it like that, and you're just going to do the same thing over again. So, now from there, you can slice it, you can just eat it right off of that. Wow, really good mangoes. Okay, but then you're not done. You've got this, and there's still some meat on there, so don't let it go to waste. What I like to do is I just take it right back to where that stem connection was, and just peel it like you would an apple, and just get as close to the juicy mango as you can. Now, unless you have gloves on, this is going to be a messy job, but it's definitely worth it. There's nothing like eating a fresh, juicy mango. Now, you might be the kind of person who doesn't like mangoes, but you need to change your mind about that. Mangoes are delicious. I don't care who you are. You probably just had a bad mango experience once upon a time. We're going to try and change that for you. So there's plenty of meat on this outer layer. That's a good mango. Okay, and then if you're really hardcore, you can take this seed, and then you can just go to town with the seed. Usually if you have kids, let them do it. Okay, so a mango tree grows in a zone 11 or 12, if I'm not mistaken, which is like tropical zone. It's not going to grow, it's not going to thrive and flourish in our climate outdoors in southern Nevada. Nevertheless, that does not preclude you from growing it. And since we're here, I'm going to explain how you can go about growing the seed, which I'm going to do And if you save your stinking seeds and return them to me, I'll grow those. I'll grow them out as well. So now I've had mangoes. Ooh, this one is one of those mangoes. I've had mangoes that are so ripe that the pod inside is actually split. Now what you want to do is you want to get that open. You want to cut open that little pod, take out the actual seed, put it in a paper baggie, wrapped in a paper towel. Get it wet and wrap it in there, and leave it in a warm place for a couple weeks until you can start to see it grow. Now, excuse me. The problem with that is, depending on if you're using a filtered water or a municipal water source or any number of factors, it could produce mold. The trick to avoid that is leave the baggie open in a warm place and have like a gentle breeze going across it, like put a fan over it. The air will inhibit the mold growth. The other option, I guess you could spray some, the water that you dabble in there, you could do like a small bleach solution in there that would kind of sterilize everything. And since the seed probably not going to produce fruit for years, probably like 7 years at least, or maybe even never, since it's in southern Nevada, just growing it for fun, it's not that big a deal to put a little bit of bleach on the seed to keep the mold off. So once you get all of the pulp off of here, let's say it's not split, because they're normally not. You're going to end up with a seed like this after you get all the pulp off. Now I chewed all the juiciness off of this seed, and then I scraped it on a colander, and I put it out in the sun to dry for 1 day. So it just got dry enough, and inside of this little pod is our seed, which we will try and discover right now. So bear with me. This is a really tricky and delicate process because the actual seeds inside, if you nick that seed, if you cut it wrong, if you cut it, it's probably not going to grow. So you have to do this just right. There is a portion of this that actually there's like a little bubble. I think it's either here or on this other side, where that's where the growth is going to start. Sometimes you can get at it that way. Jeez, this is harder than I anticipated. Okay, we're in. Okay, so I managed to get it open a little bit there. This is like cracking a vault or something. Alright, we have to find out what's inside this seed. Ooh. Okay. Alright, I've got it kind of... Oh, jeez. Interesting. Alright, so this seed doesn't look viable. Nothing was wrong with the fruit. This is not the one that I just ate. But, I don't have a lot of faith in a seed that looks like that it's going to grow. It looks kind of slimy and black. The pod was completely enclosed, which is surprising, but I guess sometimes that happens. So the point is, if you get a good, healthy looking seed out of it, you're going to wrap it in a paper towel, like so. You're going to dab it in some water or spray it with some water. And then throw it in a baggie in a warm spot for a few weeks, and it should sprout out, or it should grow as long as it's damp, right? And then once it sprouts, You know, a better way to do that might be to actually just get a pot of soil in a humid, warm area and plant it directly in the soil. Make sure that soil does not get dry, because over the years, in my experience, stratifying seeds in the fridge or outside of the fridge, once you have it sprouted, it's a very, very delicate process to take it out of whatever you have, say this bag, and then put it in the soil properly and have it acclimate to that soil and then thrive. Like, that's a big jump. So that's how a lot of people do it. What I'm going to recommend is you actually get a pot of soil and put it in that pot of soil and keep it in a warm, moist area. And let it sprout in the soil. That way you don't have to transplant it. You don't have to move it and disturb it. Because it's a very delicate, it's very fragile state that seed's in. And you don't want to disturb it or cause it any undue harm, per se. You don't want to damage it. You don't want to traumatize that little embryo, that seedling, that growing plant life. It's at its most vulnerable state in its life, no doubt. So, if you did order mangoes on the website, congratulations. I hope they're delicious. We're going to actually driving to California tonight. I'll be on the road for like at least 8 or 9 hours. So if you consume your box of mangoes and want to save the seeds, I will take them and I'll do my best to sprout them and, you know, give you an update on the process. So anyways, that's that. Go to farmfreshlasvegas.org if you want to order. I'm going to try and get extras. I'm hoping I can get extras, so we're going to leave orders open. With that being said, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow at CrossFit Psyched at 9 a.m.